Back to Virginia This Morning.
It's a breakfast fit for a king or a queen. Don Schick is here today cooking up a rustic Italian breakfast for us.
Thanks for being here, Don. You know, we said we're going to do a rustic Italian breakfast, and when I think of Italian food, I don't think of breakfast, but I guess Italians have to eat breakfast too.
They do.
So, this is going to be an experience. And another thing that we think, you have a bed and breakfast in the city.
We do.
So a lot of people think those are in the country all the time.
Yeah, we're in a great location on the corner of Grace and Meadow, and we're walking distance to many museums and restaurants, so people find it to be very convenient. They can do a lot of things on foot and then still come home to a lovely setting at the end of the day.
And have the Italian breakfast.
Exactly.
So you got an egg going over there.
Well, actually, I put one in because we're not going to have time to cook one fully through, but I was going to go through the process with you.
Okay.
This breakfast begins with poaching an egg, and in order to do that, you have to put a little distilled white vinegar into some simmering water.
And why do you put the vinegar in?
Its job is to help the egg actually congeal on the outside and hold its shape rather than spreading all across the pan. And that's what helps
how people did that.
And it generally, once you add it in, it takes about 3 minutes for the egg to congeal and get to the desired doneness. And then in the meantime, I seem to be shutting in my pan here, pardon. We're going to just add a little olive oil to this nonstick pan that I've heated up. And then we're going to add a tomato slice to the pan. And all you want to do is get a little color on the tomato. It's going to caramelize and warm through in the center, and that's all we're really trying to do.
So these are basics of Italian cooking, olive oils and tomatoes. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very easy. And the next part of the breakfast is I just take a piece of Italian bread that I've cut about 1 inch thick, brush it with olive oil and some garlic salt, and I've just grilled it about 30 seconds on each side so you get some nice grill marks. And then from there, you just begin composing the stack. You have a little goat cheese that softens. Spread that onto your bread. And notice I'm not doing this over my plate because it can make a bit of a mess. So I generally try to do it over a cutting board or a pan or something.
Now, is this a popular breakfast at your bed and breakfast?
It is. People really seem to enjoy it, and it's something easy.
Are you putting pesto on there?
I am. This is basil pesto.
So if you have pesto for breakfast, you're going to have an interesting day.
Oh, yeah. And it really adds a lot of flavor to the dish. You have goat cheese, basil pesto, which we make at the end, but you can also buy it in your grocery store. A little prosciutto ham. And then I'm just going to flip our tomato. And you can see that it's got a lot of nice color now on the tomato. And that's really all you need is just to get it warmed through a little color. Add that to the top. And then the last step is to take your egg out. Now, I had one that I started just a little bit earlier so it would have enough time to finish cooking. I just use a slotted spoon, and I like to rest it on a paper towel because that lets the water from the poaching pan separate from the egg rather than adding it to your breakfast plate.
You know what, Don? I think you're going to be the first chef we've ever had that actually started and finished in our allotted time here and came up with a finished product.
Well, great. Well, the last step to this one is simply you take a bunch of basil leaves and stack them, and then it's called a chiffonade. You just do a very thin slice of the basil. And if your basil's nice and dry before you start, you get these beautiful green ribbons, which add a lot of color to your plate.
Isn't that beautiful?
And a nice pop of flavor.
Wow, look at that.
And she's done.
And she's all done.
And then for the finished breakfast, we always do 3 courses at the end. So we start with a fruit course, and this happens to be minted oranges, which adds a little Mediterranean flair.
I caught that whiff right there as soon as you picked that up.
They complement each other really nicely. And then that ties into the rustic Italian breakfast, which we just prepared. And then we always finish with a little dessert at the end. Even though it's not a typical breakfast thing, we find people really like it. A lot of times it's something chocolate. Today it's a panna cotta with fresh berries because that's a traditional Italian breakfast.
And what is a panna cotta?
It's like a custard cream-based dessert, but it doesn't involve using eggs or anything, so it's very simple. It's something you can do the night before, put in your refrigerator, and just top with fresh berries in the morning. These berries I happen to soak in a little brandy and sugar to give them a little extra flavor. Put it on top.
Makes for a great breakfast.
It does. And then we finish with a little Bellini, which is a traditional Italian cocktail, breakfast cocktail. It has a little peach nectar, a little champagne, and then of course Lavazza coffee, which is from Italy.
So you have your breakfast and then you go back to bed. Right?
Exactly. You see, a lot of people do. They have a little nap and then they go start their day.
It's not a bed and breakfast,
Italian.
it's a breakfast in bed, actually.
Well, thank you. Don Schick from the Grace Manor Inn right in the city of Richmond. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you. I hope to be back sometime.
We hope to
Come on
see you
back.
again.
Thanks.
All right, come back with us tomorrow morning. We're painting the town red. Well, not exactly red, but we are learning the tips.